In this episode, we're going to go to Punta Gorda, Florida, and we're going to visit Iguana Land. I got an appointment with Ty Park and see if I can help him beautify his property and his turtle tanks with live aquatic plants. It is the largest reptile zoo in Florida. It specializes in monitor lizards and iguanas and 100 species of turtles. The place is absolutely fantastic. A dream I have is I'd love to take these lush tropical gardens I got here at Holt Nurseries and try to bring it down there to help beautify his property. Let's take a look. Cayman lizard.
Yes.
They have a specialized diet, right?
Yes.
Are they?
So in the wild, their primary food source is going to be snails. So they have rounder, blunter teeth, more cone shaped, as opposed to very sharp to help them crush snail shells and other things like crabs and shrimp. So they can be pretty difficult to feed in human care. Ours get a combination of thawed frozen shrimp with the shell on, some mixed greens, and omnivore pellets that we soak to make them soft and easy. Yep, we just use our produce that comes in for all our other animals, the shrimp we purchase from the grocery store, and the omnivore pellets can typically be bought either at the pet store or you can definitely order them online. We use the name brand Missouri, M-A-Z-U-R-I, Missouri.
Maybe a Cayman lizard would be a good fit for my zoo. This is about the same size of an enclosure as my universal rock enclosure. And I love the running water. I could attach mosses on the walls and I could put aquatic plants down in the basin.
This is Pan. He's a Grand Cayman Blue rock iguana. Now, he's a hybrid between the Grand Cayman Blue and the Cuban rock iguana, as the full-blood Grand Cayman Blues are heavily protected by law as they are critically endangered. But these hybrids are legal in the pet trade, as they have no conservation value. They can't be released into the wild. And the Grand Cayman Blue iguanas were previously considered to be a subspecies of the Cuban rock iguana. So these are very closely related animals. And these guys look very, very much like the full-blood Grand Cayman Blues. This is Pan. He's almost 3 years old. He'll be about twice this size when he's full grown, and he could be up to about 15 pounds. These guys also live 50 to 60 years in human care.
Being in an enclosure like this, how often are they out and about?
They're actually out quite a lot. Now, right now, it's the hottest part of the day, so most of them are burrowed down in the dirt a little bit or in the water. But we do frequently in the morning and in the evening see these guys walking around and swimming together. There's actually about 10 of these guys in this enclosure. These are North American wood turtles. They are not native to Florida, but they are native to the northern parts of the U.S. We're really proud of these guys. This is a long-term captive group, and they are reproducing on their own out here in this enclosure.
You said this is one of the prettiest enclosures. Why is that? Why is this? Is it the foliage? Is it?
Yeah, so this is just a very naturalistic pond space. We have this beautiful flow-through water feature that was done by the folks at Aquascape, and we have a lot of big, beautiful foliage. Because it gets natural rain and sun, these plants do real well out here without us having to do a lot of direct care. They give the animals lots of shade and places to hide, so they're very happy. And it's a much more naturalistic environment for them. It feels a lot less like a cage. So we try to use the word enclosure, and we try to provide as naturalistic and comfortable habitats for our animals as possible.
Can you mix species of turtles together?
Yes and no. It really depends on the kinds of turtles and the kind of environment and the space you have. So in this enclosure, it is mostly wood turtles, but we do have one eastern box turtle that shares this space. Now that turtle obviously is not going to be competing for space in the water, and these are species that naturally exist in the same habitats in the wild as well. So we wouldn't want to cohabitate species that wouldn't naturally interact, and you would want to make sure that individual animals that you're going to house together are healthy and that there's nothing that they could pass between them.
What we're going to do here is we're going to beautify some of these turtle enclosures. As you can see, they have quite a few turtle enclosures, and I'm going to bring here some tropical water lilies, some taros, some pickerel weed, some giant papyrus, and we're going to make this look beautiful. We're going to give the animals some shade, and it's going to be wonderful. Hi everyone, well, I just got back from Iguana Land. I spent some time with Ty Park, the owner. I am going to be helping him beautify the turtle exhibits with some live aquatic plants, and he's going to help me with my reptile zoo. So this right here is the violet stem taro. From my experience, this is the largest of all taros. I want to share these with Ty at Iguana Land. I think these will look great. He says he wants the plants to take up nutrients, and he also wants the plants to provide shade for the turtles. I think this taro over my shoulder is an excellent candidate. This right here is the red stem thalia. Another fantastic large emergent plant. Is going to provide shade. It'll get 8 feet tall, it'll get 8 feet wide or 6 feet wide. It'll also look great for the guests to give a nice tropical look. And this is the umbrella palm, another plant I would bring them. Once again, these are all plants that get anywhere from 5 feet to 8 or 9 feet tall. They're going to give a good tropical look. They're going to take up the nutrients, and they're going to provide shade for the turtles. I have ordered shower doors, some glass shower doors. They're about $400 a piece, and my good friend Jerry Wolf is going to come up here and he's going to help me fit them in here. So hopefully it works. I didn't want to lowball it too much, but I got 5 of these all set up, ready for animals, ready for plants. I can hardly wait. I just got to figure out what animals to put in here. I could go with like a monitor lizard or a caiman lizard, or maybe a community of different species of reptiles. Maybe I could do a frog, a turtle, and a lizard in each different enclosure. In here, I want to have the aquarium. So what I have in here, this right here is 24 feet wide by 60 feet long. I'm thinking about whether or not to put insulation on the roof. I got a quote for a 6-inch fiberglass installed for $5,000. I think it'll get returned to me. The only reason I hesitate is because a lot of this zoo has a greenhouse cover. And then this little section here is going to have 6 inches of fiberglass insulation. But I'm thinking maybe the tropical fish keep at 70 degrees and the rest of the zoo just keep it at 60 degrees. So right here, you gotta use your imagination a little bit, but I'm thinking maybe an aquascapes filter. This right here is about 6 feet wide and 60 feet long. I don't know if that's big enough to build an aquascape filter, but I could plant it with all my aquatic plants out here, and I could go through the sidewall here, make a filter for all my fish. Then over here, if it's not quite big enough, I could just take this plastic down. I would have to talk to Ed and Greg, and then if I have to, I could extend the filter out here a little bit. So this was my idea. I built this for the TPIE show back in January. I built it in December. So this has been here for 6 months. No one has touched it. It's very sustainable. But this is what I'd like to do. I'd like to be like the plants be just as important as the animals. And this is all universal rock here, and it's all universal rock in my zoo area. And this right here is our cactus display. Once again, it's been sitting here for 6 or 7 months. and this has gotten a little overgrown. So I gotta learn what looks good, what doesn't look good, and make it spectacular. This here on my left is a 400-gallon tank. I got a 500-gallon tank here. I got several 360s, and a couple of 220s. I'm gonna go with a row of tanks here, and I'm thinking a filter out in that little place I showed you here, and I'm thinking a row of fish tanks here. And then right through this wall, I'm gonna have another wetland filter. And then I'll have 120 feet of tanks. So this is that wall I was just showing you. So we'd have to get these 4 blue tanks out of here, and we'd put a wetland filter right here, would punch through the wall, and it will filter everything on the other side. We will see you next week, and don't forget to like and subscribe.